was like, shut the front door. Are you serious? Hey, and welcome back to my channel. It is Ashley here, and if you are new, hey girl, hey. So today's video, you've already read the thumbnail, you've already seen the title, so you already know we are about to purchase a fixer-upper. So I have been keeping you guys in the dark here on YouTube. I am so sorry for that. But if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you already know that we have been house hunting for the past, I feel like it's been 2 months. And last month we went under contract on a house. Yes, and tomorrow is closing day. So I am so excited. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come on here and I'll make this video real quick to bring you guys up to speed on what has been going on in my life and why there hasn't been, I mean, I've been posting videos, but they just haven't really been frequent. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with new partnerships and trying to find a house, and it's just been crazy. So I'm about to update you guys on what has been going on. So tomorrow, today is Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, is gonna be closing day. So excited. I am so excited for this, y'all. I'm also excited to show you guys this house. But before I do that, which that will be in a different video, I'm going to be doing a, what is it called? Empty house tour. So I'll be doing an empty house tour and I'm gonna show you guys the house. Oh my gosh. Okay, but before we do that, I'm just gonna talk to you guys today about the process and all the other homes that were potentials and how this market is insane, and you will not understand it unless you have been in it and you have been doing the same thing that we have been doing for the past 2 months. So let's start from the beginning. So if you have been with me since I started my channel, first of all, our first home buying experience was so much different than our home buying experience this go round. So when we first bought our first house, if you guys remember, we built that house, and that was just really simple because like all we had to do was like, we were looking at all of these new builds and you literally just have to pick your lot, and then you just pick and choose what you can put in your house and what features and upgrades and stuff you want. It's just so easy, right? Like you're just like, okay, here we go. This is the lot, boom, boom, boom. Okay, you're not competing against anybody. So this go around, so different. We're competing against a lot of people, and a lot of people want a house, especially before the interest rates go up, and it's just really insane, like really crazy. So anyways, so our first house, like I said, we built that one. And then we moved here to Georgia. So when we moved to Georgia, we have been renting ever since. Literally, I think we've been renting for the past 3.5 years. The first spot we were in was like this little 900 square foot apartment, and it was insane because we went from like over 2,000 square foot house to like a 900 square foot apartment. But you know what, we made it our own. I did different DIYs. I redid the kitchen. I did like an accent wall with like this faux shiplap and stuff. So if you haven't seen those videos, I'll have all of these things that I'm talking about linked down below. But I did that. Then we moved here to this townhouse that we're currently in, and this is so much more space. It's like a little bit over 1,000 square feet, 3 stories. So we have more space, but it's still kind of not enough. But we have a garage, because honestly, the last apartment, we didn't have a garage, y'all. We had a parking garage. I was literally doing my furniture flips on the patio, balcony, whatever you call it. I was doing those things there, and I was doing furniture in the kitchen. Like, it was crazy. So anyways, we were here. We've been at this townhouse, I feel like, for like 2.5 years or maybe 2 years. And then now we know that we're not going to be moving anywhere else. We're going to be here in Georgia. And so now we were on the hunt for a house. We found one, and we're going to be moving in it soon. So I'm so excited. So like I was saying, our process was totally different from the first time that we ever bought a house. But But this go round, we were in some competition, okay? I swear, I feel like we looked at like over 20 houses, but we probably didn't. But we did look at a lot of houses. And I'm gonna talk about some of them. I'm not gonna talk about all of them because, like I said, we did see a lot of houses. I feel like we literally had a group chat with our realtor, which our realtor is like kind of a friend. She's not kind of a friend, she is our friend, but she does, she's a realtor, and she also, her and her husband, they like flip houses and stuff. So we got the best of both worlds because she knew that I wanted to like renovate something, but I didn't want to do too much. So anyways, she's amazing, the best. So if you're looking for a realtor, I'm gonna have all her information down below because she's honestly like, she was on it, okay? And she was there with me every step of the way, and it just made things so easy, so smooth, and oh my God, I just appreciate it so much. So anyways, we had a group chat, and we will always like put in different houses and stuff. So of course, before you start looking for a house, you want to make sure that it's in the right location, it's having the features and amenities and stuff that you want. Not really amenities, I probably shouldn't have said that, but like like if you want a basement, or if you want a large backyard, or if you want make sure you have a deck or something like that. So my main thing was I wanted a basement, and I wanted a large, or a nice size backyard anyway, for the dogs and the girls. So we were already limited on that because where we were looking at, they didn't really have a lot of basements, and the places with basements were in areas that I really didn't want to be in. So that was something that was going on. But anyways, so we had like what we wanted. So every time we saw something on like Redfin or Zillow or Trulia, all those things, oh my gosh, there's so many, we would put them in the chat. So when we first started, it was just, oh yay, we're so excited, we're going to find houses and stuff like that. But then it started to be like, oh my God, like seriously, what is going on? So both, my husband and I, we both had like houses that were like we fell in love with or we really liked, and then we didn't get them. So for the one in particular that we went to, this was in a perfect location. And guys, if I have the footage of these homes, I'm definitely going to be putting them on the screen so you guys can see them, since I didn't really take you along on the way with this. But this house in particular, it was literally in a good location. We liked the location. We lived over there when we first moved here, and that was like gold. It was solid. They had a basement. It was nice and spacious. The kitchen wasn't my favorite because it was like a galley kitchen, but it's something that you could work with. Again, they had the basement. The only thing that was crazy about the basement is, I swear y'all, I saw a mouse trap down there. It also looked like there might have been a little like water intrusion or whatever, and that house would definitely we would have needed a inspection and stuff like that. The backyard was massive. It was so huge. It was already gated, which was something that we wanted to just make sure it was kind of like gated already. And it was a nice house. It was a nice house. It wasn't my favorite, but it was in a good location. So that was the first house we ever put our offer in on, and honestly, we were in the top tier. Like, we were in the runnings. The realtor even like called back and all that stuff, but then we didn't get the house, but it's okay. So that was like my husband's heartbreak moment because he really wanted that house. And then so we moved on. So we moved on to like an area that's kind of like more so out than what we're used to. And I was telling my husband, I was like, all right now, are you sure? And then when I start getting on game with it, then he's like, oh, I don't know. Well, it's so funny. So anyways, this one house was in one of those areas. So it was a nice house, y'all. Nice house. Like, this house was nice. So it had a pool in the backyard. And when you go to some houses and they have a pool in the backyard and the pool takes up the whole entire backyard. Okay, the whole backyard. This one did not do that. It was literally on the right side of the house, and then you had like all this luscious land and stuff on the opposite side. They even had like this little play thing set up in the back already. So it was a nice backyard. They had the deck, not the deck, but the patio. And it was just really set up nice. They had the basement. It was an older home too, of course. The only downside was that the garage, they turned it into like a living room. But the layout and stuff was nice. You had the upstairs. The only other downside too was the master bathroom and bedroom were so tiny. I don't know if I have footage of it, but it was so small. The bathroom was so dated. And it was just like, I don't know. Can I sacrifice this for the pool? Because at the point, it was just really the pool, y'all. I'm serious. So, you know, that was another house that we could have potentially got because we got a call back from the realtor, but then we were just like, no, it's okay. So we didn't go with that one. So then we, you know, went to several different other homes, and we looked at them. All of them had some cool things we liked. Other ones was like, no. And that's another thing that comes with, like, when you're looking for a house that was previously owned by someone, you're not always going to get what you exactly want in the house. Like, there's going to be one or downside that you're just going to have to live with or figure something out. So that's where kind of we were going with. Not only that, but the competition. It's insane. So there's so many people that are looking for homes. They are doing crazy things where they're doing like no contingencies, like 0 days due diligence, as is. You're also competing with people with cash offers, which sometimes they're not even really cash offers. They're like literally using a company and it's making it look like they have cash, like, to just give. And it's just like craziness. It's so crazy. All the offers are insane. You are having offers that are over 100K, and you know, people are really taking advantage of this market. So this next house that I'm going to talk to you guys about is like, okay, so these people have kids, so they were kind of like, okay, but this other house kind of did the same thing and they really didn't have kids, and it was just like, y'all, you know what, y'all just taking advantage now. But they're also doing things where they want to put their house on the market because they're knowing like, hey, we can sell our house and get a lot for it. And then they're just like, oh, well, we're gonna sell our house to you, but we want to be in here for 60 days. So they're just like, oh, okay, you want to be here for 60 days? Well, first of all, y'all should be, again, paying us rent, but then you're competing with people that don't really care about that. So they're like, oh, no, you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay rent now. You don't have to pay utilities. You don't even have to, you know, just be there. Just be there. Because we just want your house. So, I mean, it's some crazy stuff, y'all. Some crazy stuff going on. So those are the type of things that, you know, we were like having to compete with and stuff. So for this next house, for example, is one of them. I call it the Kensington house. It was so cute. I loved it. The neighborhood was amazing. And that's something that I also look for too, is the neighborhood is in a nice neighborhood. So very, very nice neighborhood. Trees galore. I love trees. I am not a fan of the neighborhoods now where they cut down all the trees and then you just have like this little tree in the front and then there's like no trees and then like your houses are like boom, boom, boom. Like I'm not a fan of that. But you know, everyone has a preference, but I'm not a true fan of that. I really like the old like houses where there's trees and landscape and stuff like that. So anyways, this house, the Kensington, so beautiful. I loved it. It has so much potential, and the kitchen was my favorite. It was already kind of redone. It was really nothing to really do. And then like the little breakfast area, it was like a vaulted ceiling with the windows that you can look out to the backyard. The backyard was huge, has so much potential for the backyard. They had a nice screened-in porch with the fan, and then, you know, the living room, and then they had the sitting room and the dining room and all that stuff. They had the upstairs. The master was nice. They had a little fireplace in the master, and it was just a cute little house. But they wanted to be in there for the 60 days after closing. And then also, it was just not, we were like, no, that location is really, really far. And the crazy thing about this house too, this is something else, that we again were like in the top tiers, which is so good to be in. But we got outbid and stuff by someone who bought the house sight unseen. And here's the kicker, which is I've seen a lot of houses this has been happening to. The house went back on market because the people were like, oh, you know, we don't want the house or whatever. And so then they're like coming to us and we're just like, nah, man, we already just decided that we don't even want to be in that area. So sorry, but it's just really crazy, like all of the stuff that you have to go through, y'all. I can make a whole video on this because it's just crazy, but I'm not going to talk about that. So anyways, so I don't even want to remember it. So the next house was my heartbreak house. I loved this house so much. It was so nice, and I loved the neighborhood. I loved the house just in general itself. It was beautiful. So this house, it was a stucco house. You walk in and it had the living, sitting, whatever you turn into office or whatever. it had the upstairs, it had this very large room that I was gonna have for the girls to share. It was, and then an additional 2 rooms up there, and then the master and the master bath, which the master bath was a little small, but that was something that I would have to take, like, you know, it's a give or take, you know. So that was it. And then the kitchen was so nice. Then the laundry room was off to the kitchen. Then you had the little living room, and the best part about this was, I think, the screened-in porch. I love that screened-in porch. It was so beautiful, y'all. And then they had like a 2-tiered like deck thing, so you go to the first level of the deck off to the side, then you go down, it was another level to the deck, and then you go down again, and then you have like this underpath that could potentially have been something, and then you have like the yard, which technically it wasn't really a yard, but they had like a little patch of land that you could have made something, and then there was like a water in the back, which we definitely would have created, got a gate, because that one didn't have a gate, but you could hear the water outside. It was just so nice and so serene and peaceful. And they also had the basement that I wanted. It was a finished basement. It was so nice. They had different areas. My main thing is I want to have a gym, so I was making sure that these houses had a basement, and then I also wanted to have another space to kind of work and stuff like that. So this house was it. It was my ultimate. I loved this house so much. But we did not get that house, sadly. We literally, it was 3 offers that were like $90K over asking, and they were like doing 0 everything. 0 due diligence, 0 financial contingencies, 0 whatever you could think of. It was just 0. And we were just like, nah, we're not competing with stuff like that, because we really want to keep our dignity when it comes to buying a house. And we just didn't feel comfortable doing stuff like that. So we just really wanted to make sure that the house that we got, we could get inspections and stuff like that, especially because the homes were older homes, and I don't want to have to be like, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll take it, whatever, and then there's like a foundation issue, or there's water intrusion or something like that. There's something crazy that we could have known about before we actually bought the house, and now we kind of put more money into the house. So yeah, so we were just like, no, we're not gonna do that. So that was my heartbreak house. I was so upset about that. I was literally saying, oh, that's my house. You want to see my house? And y'all, it's not, it wasn't my house. So, oh my God, this process has been crazy. So that's one house. So now I'm gonna talk about the last 2 houses, because we've really been through a lot of houses. So this other house, if you're in Georgia, you know about the Braves Stadium and all that stuff. So this particular house was literally right there. Like, you could walk there, or you could take an Uber and be there in like no time. I'm serious. Like, technically I probably wouldn't have walked there. I would have took an Uber, and it would probably been like under $5. So it was a small, like, honestly, the house looked small from the outside, but then when you go on the inside, it was so nice. It was actually renovated. So it had the nice kitchen. The kitchen was nice, and it had this back area, which I loved the tiling that they had. They did a very good job. Then you had the master bath. You had 2 bedrooms upstairs, master bedroom, the living room, and then you went downstairs into a basement. Again, we had a basement. A lot of areas, a lot of space down there in the front area. Then you go through, it was like a laundry room, if I can remember, and then it was like 2 rooms in the back. So one room was like, yeah, this is gonna be my gym. And this was the icing on the cake for this house for me, was the garage was detached. So technically we wouldn't have used that garage, y'all, and that garage would have been like my just work space, because it was massive and it was perfect. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. It also had the backyard, and it was right by the baseball stadium. I mean, we can go to the baseball games and just, like, you know, whatever. So anyways, this particular house now, y'all, I think they had like 40 offers on this house, and they already said on their little spreadsheet that like it has to be 0 everything. Like, we're not doing that, and then you need to come, like, you need to come, okay? So we still did our thing. We shot our shot. Shoot your shot. So some of the houses we did a lot of this, and you know, of course we didn't get that one, but that's okay. But still, that would have been a nice house, because literally it was like right by the baseball stadium. So this next house, let's talk about this. So before we actually went to see these other houses that we saw, we decided, we were like, you know, we're gonna take a break because this is ridiculous. Like the people are doing some crazy stuff. And we're not willing to be one of those crazy people. And so we were just like, let's just dead this for a little bit. The chat kind of got quiet. It was a little bit of crickets. We actually went on like this business trip, and for my husband's job, we went on like this business trip, and we kind of like took some time. I was still kind of looking on like Redfin and stuff, and he was kind of looking at Redfin too, but it was just like addictive. So then we're just like, okay. So we see these two homes, and I'm like, okay. I saw that one house. I was like, well, maybe when we get back, I can kind of see it. Okay. So when we did come back, we went and saw those houses. So we went and saw this one house that I thought was so cute. It was literally one level. It was a ranch style house, but they also did have a basement. Very spacious, very nice. The only thing is the master bedroom was not it. There was no closet space, and then there was no like guest or like a half bath, but you could potentially like add a half bath in there. So there was things that needed to be fixed that could have been fixed. The backyard was amazing. I love that backyard. They already had a gym already down in the basement. The only thing is there was a little bit of leveling issue when we went down to the basement, so that was something that we had to think about with that particular house. And then the next house we went to was my ultimate favorite. Again, it was actually I had two houses that I absolutely loved, so this was another one. And the best part about this house was the kitchen was amazing. There was literally nothing that needed to be done with the kitchen. It was gorgeous. And they had this screened in area, which was amazing. And then the patio spanned the back of the house, and it was just the best entertainment area you could ever think of. Like this house was it. Like if you like to throw parties and things like that, this is it. Okay. So it spanned like the back. Then you had like the different areas in the backyard that were just so cute. And then it had a basement. Now the basement was unfinished, but of course we could finish that. It had a fireplace down there. It had two the walk areas, I think, that you could like walk out. So then technically on the side of the house, it was like a deck. So you like walk out, and then you can go, and then you can go to up on the deck, and then you can go to like the patio part, and then there's like the screen in the porch. Like it was amazing. I think that was the selling point of that house, because that was the best part. But anyways, then you go upstairs. Of course, you got the two rooms at the master, and then the master bath was massive too, and it had like a chandelier, and it was very nice, very cute house. So we put an offer in on that house. We did not get that house. So we put in offers for all three of these houses that I'm about to talk about. So the two houses that I just talked about, and then the third house, which is the house that we are going to be closing on tomorrow. This one was crazy because I saw it and I put it in the chat. Actually, I didn't put it in the chat. I had sent it to Chloe specifically. And I was just like, oh, what about this one, blah, blah, blah. Because I wasn't sure about it because of the pictures. So sometimes pictures can be deceiving, because you look at the pictures and you're like, ooh, this isn't, but it's always best to kind of just go and see the house, because sometimes, first of all, you have people that don't take good pictures. You also have people that take pictures that don't make any sense. I can't stand, let me know if you would say, I cannot stand when I am looking at pictures of a house and they're like randomly placed. Like it doesn't make any sense. So you're like looking at the picture and you're like, okay, it's the kitchen. Okay, so we're going to the kitchen. Is this the bathroom like outside the kitchen, or is like I back up and it's like, okay, well, let's start over. Like, so we walk in the house, you got the stairs, then you have this room, then you have this room. Take that picture first, okay? So I know. Then you walk down, okay, this is the hall. I got this living area over here. Sometimes people don't do that, and they like literally will take pictures randomly and place them, and they just don't make any sense. And it's like, oh my God. Anyways, I had to rant about that real quick, because that is just so, I can't stand that. So anyways, I'm like, I don't know about this, but Chloe, like I said, she is so on it. She was like, you know what? Let's go see it. I was like, I don't know. She's like, no, let's go see it. It's like 4 PM. I got the girls with me, and I'm like, I don't know. She's like, no, let's go see it. And literally, mind you, she lives like in the outskirts. So she lives like, it's like an hour for her to get where we are. And so she was like, okay, no, we're gonna go. So we go to this house. This was the last day. So this was the last day, and then of course you'll have like the beginning of the next day, because the offers were not due until 6 o'clock. But we're going in there, and I'm just like, we're walking in, so I was like, oh, this is cute, this is nice, the neighborhood was nice. We go in, and bam, I'm like, oh my gosh, this house is so nice. We're like, oh, this is so beautiful. The house has so much potential, y'all. I cannot wait to show you guys this house. I'm not even gonna talk about it because I'm gonna show you for the empty house tour. But I am so happy that this house fell on our lap. I was a little nervous also this same day, because as soon as we were walking out, people were walking in, and I was like, no, this is my house, no, go. But anyways, we got the house. When we got that call, I was like, shut the front door. Are you serious? I was so happy. I was so excited. We did nothing crazy. We had our due diligence days. We got inspections done. And the crazy thing is, you know, we saw some things that were wrong and that we would need to fix already. So like the AC unit, we had to replace like 2 of the AC units, and like this heater thing up there, and just some other stuff too that we would need to replace. Luckily, we didn't go crazy with like going over the asking price. So technically what we went over asking was like $10,000. And then we got that $10,000 basically kind of like right back, because of those problems that we were just kind of talking about. They're like, oh, we'll put it towards closing costs. So, I mean, this was crazy. We were like, oh my God, what? So, this house was literally destined for us. It really, truly was. It was. Like, this one was the smoothest too, because it was like we didn't have to wait that long. But the market is crazy because houses fly. Like literally the house could be, most of the houses were always posted on like a Wednesday or Thursday, and then by next week those houses were under contract. That is how it is crazy. Like crazy. Like these houses go, and people know it. Some people are waiting, some people aren't waiting, because they know as soon as they list that house, it's gonna be gone. Like it's crazy. I can only imagine the summertime when people are out of school and stuff like that. Like we lucked up, okay? We just really lucked up, and this house is amazing. I absolutely love it. And we were also dealing with a seller that was just, I need to get this house out. I need to get away, because it was an older couple that lived here, and I've already met the neighbors because they were like, came over and they were talking like, oh, da da da. So technically, and we kind of knew this already, but the son is the one that's selling the house. He does not even live here. I think he like lives in California or something. And he's just like, whatever. I just try to get rid of the house. So that was a good thing, right? And so his parents, I think they're like in a nursing home or something now. But, you know, technically they couldn't really take care of themselves, you know, and selling a house. They've been here for 20 years. This is an older house. The house was built in 1982. Even the neighbors, they've been in their house for 20 years. So it's crazy. I'm so happy. I can't wait to show you guys. I can't wait for you guys to come on this journey with me when I start to kind of renovate and change things in the house. That's going to be exciting. So if you like content like that, that's going to be a lot of more so of the content that'll be on this channel. I'm still going to do furniture flips and all the other DIYs and stuff, but the main thing is kind of walking you through and taking you on this new journey that we have ahead of us. That is going to be so exciting. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. But yes, so I'm so happy. They already had their estate sale. So the plan was to have closing, and then they were going to do an estate sale. So they already did their estate sale this past weekend. I don't know if they're planning on doing another one. We'll figure all that out tomorrow, but hopefully we'll be able to get in the house sooner, because they were going to do an estate sale, and they were going to give them like 7 days after that before we actually kind of like are able to, you know, kind of go in the house. But they still have a lot of stuff to take out and everything, so we'll see. But tomorrow is closing. I'm so excited. Again, I'm so excited for you guys to be on this journey with me. I hope that you were able to kind of stick with me throughout this video, because I know I was rambling. I was talking about some things and then jump into another subject, but I am so excited. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed here on YouTube, because I know that I have been MIA a little bit on here with what is actually going on in my life, because I mean, it's life, things happen, and this particular thing is very exciting. And again, I can't wait to take you guys on this journey with me. And you know, that's it for now. I do have a video coming. It will probably I might post it before Sunday, but if not, it'll definitely be Sunday. And I'm doing letter ledges, so I'm excited to share it with you guys because it turned out so good. It turned out good, actually. So anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the community that I have here on my channel. I know we kind of like dwindled down a little bit with views and everything, but that's totally fine. We're gonna kick that thing back up into speed when I have all of these fun DIYs to share with you guys, and fun little renovations, DIYs, do-it-yourself type things. So yes, ending it here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.